Alright, Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Nur Aimi Fitri Binti Ahmad Ridzalman to the number 2020-954-277. This is assessment 2. For today's assessment, I will be continue on the topic for introduction speech, which is about the simple fact and uses on typography. Before we begin, again, I will revise the introduction because to understand the basic first, okay? Uh, so let me share the screen. All right. Okay. So yes. By the way, I am sorry for the failure of presenting visual aids um in my first assessment because the visual aids apparently did not come out in the video recording. So you might as well see me weirdly talking to the things that only I can see, like a horror movie, huh? Okay, so this is what the visual I would like you to see that in the assessment one. And for the interaction, we have to know the main type of family of typography. And we have here two main types, which is serif and sans serif. So what is serif? Serif means little stroke or little tail that is attached to the anatomy of the letter, like this. Like we have here serif. Here I circle it for you. Yeah, we have that little tail, and also another characteristic of serif is that they have this thick and thin line together. You can see this? Can you see this? Thick and thin and thick lines, and then also the little stroke on its anatomy. Okay, so that is serif. And then what is sans serif? Sans in French basically means without, which obviously makes sans serif means without the little stroke or the uh okay. So here you can see for serif we have a few typeface that we commonly know or famously known, and we always use it, like Times New Roman, Baskerville Old Face, or Modern 20. They are all in serif family. So for sans serif, we have the famous Arial or Calibri or Jill Sans MT. So yeah, basically when we say sans serif if without tail or little stroke, you can obviously see here in the sans serif sans serif. Oh my god, sorry, I am sorry. In the sans serif family, we can obviously see how clean and clear cut the letter is. Yeah, you can see how clean. They have no thick or thin line. They have no tail or stroke. Yeah, all solid shapes. So clear so far. I hope it's clear. So we continue to the main point of why and what is the difference between these two font make. Okay. Now that we know the differences of their characteristic, their anatomy, you can now identify the types. But now you want to identify what is the function, what is the respective function using serif or sans serif. Okay, first let's start with serif. There's a psychological research have claimed that serif font will help readers to read better long text better, especially for printed type of reading, for printed media. And why is that? This is because serif has this little stroke or tail. So this tail will give impression of continuous effect. So you can read without easily getting fatigued. So uh, like here you can see, you can take any novels, any book, any newspaper near you. You can just take it, open it, and you can see it is written in serif font because that is what universally used for printing media. They use serif font because it helps the reader to continue read. We want the reader to read it all. While for sans serif, it is not compatible for printed media because it with its clear, clean cut shape, it gives impression of in individuality that separate the letter from another. So there's no continuous effect. So you will easily feeling tired to continue read the whole long text. For example, here I have here a book that I have read for so long ago, and I had very difficulty to finish this book. And little did I know, I just know that by a few before I when I read it, I still have no knowledge about this, but now it all makes sense. This one is the picture I've taken from one of the page of this book. This one, the title is down. Okay, here. So you can see what is the difference. Yeah, they are printed in sans serif, which is why I have so much hard time to finish this book. Although the book is actually interesting to read, but yeah, it gave me such a hard time to read. Okay, now let's see. Let's go to the next slide, and you can see here um, the difference between two tags. One is serif. The one is on the right here is serif, and here is sans serif. Okay, so which one of these that you can easily read? Okay, I know you will expect me to answer with serif, which is easier to read. But however, if you ask me personally, here on the screen, I would have said that sans serif is easier to read. It's better because why? Yes, like I mentioned before, serif is effective for long text reading on, especially on printed media. Okay, so not on the digital media. So digital media, they use pixelate system, and this pixelate system uh um it is difficult for the pixelate system to catch to catch the fancy characteristic of serif. So hence why it is more compatible for us to use sans serif font on digital media. So here is another example that I've made a survey, a little mini experiment that I've made a little bit last year, I think. I've made on my Instagram story, and I've asked my followers to vote which of these two is more easier to read. So this one is sans, and this one is serif. So now you can clearly see what I've meant by um, easier for the pixelate system to display the serif and sans serif. You can clearly see on this sans serif, it has very thin and thick line. So it is difficult for the pixelate system to display to us a clear shape of it. While sans serif, it has very clean shape, so it is easier to translate it into the digital screen. Okay. Uh, and also, if you look on your default uh, font on laptop or handphone, it will always be serif. Like here, you can see my name here is all written in sans serif. It's a default on the Chrome because it is easier for us to read. Okay, so this is, for example, this is an issue that just happened yesterday. So this one is a viral tweet from a person. Uh, he promotes nasi kerabu, which is obviously you can see how many likes and how many retweets it gets because everyone loves food, right? So it has banner on there whatsoever, and people are really interested in getting some of nasi kerabu, and this is what happened. A little bit like 6 7 hours later, another person won won the netizens. If you want to call the banner, it it's actually the number is actually 374, not 371, which make which if you dial wrongly, you will get a Chinese on the line who is very confused why he get a lot of call yesterday about nasi kerabu, and this is why. Okay, you can see that they use the phone number to contact, but the numbers is written in sans serif. You can see that it's actually 374, but no, this is 74, but people see it as one. It's actually four here. So this is why sans serif is called as display font because um, their outstanding characteristic. So for banner like this, it is more advisable to use sans serif, the more bold and clear. We don't want people to get mistakes like this. For the Chinese uncle have so many confusion yesterday for so many call he gets yesterday. So, okay, so that is the simple fun fact and simple fun fact of uses of typography of serif and sans serif. Now that we know, we can use it for appropriate for their appropriate function. So things like this we can avoid miscommunication because typography is a part of graphic design too, and graphic design is what is called visual communication, and we want to communicate. We don't want to miscommunicate with our audience, with our target audience. So this is why we have to use the appropriate font for appropriate reasons. For so as for the conclusion, now that you know the function and you know the types of it, so now you can choose what is suitable for the audience, suitable for your eyes, suitable for your attention that you want to get. Okay, so that's all from me. Oh my God, I take a little bit long time, but I hope you see all. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you and stay safe.